What's happening, Wisdom Warriors? Back at it for another video. Um, we are moving along on this channel, and I just am excited every day to get on here and speak my truth and might be as authentic as I possibly can be. Yesterday, I dropped a really good video, and I felt like there was a need for us to talk about it. But today, I think that this video is just going to be random and whatever comes out, and I think that I feel like the way I've been feeling is the more and more things I hear and the more and more things I listen to, um, because mind you, I've been doing this, this healing class, so to speak. And I've talked to you guys about the breath work I've been doing and teacher trainings, and but currently I'm also doing this. I don't know. I guess it's considered like a workshop. And the chakra that I'm currently on is the heart. I feel like that we're leaning in more and more to the heart chakra and the heart center, that to make sure that it's wide open and it's balanced, because I do feel like, and I've been feeling for myself and a lot of us, that we're moving into energies this year of connections with people, divine connections, connections with friends, romantic partners. I think that a lot of us have already been on a long break. Um, the last time I dated was 20, or I'm sorry, not 20, 2017, going into 2018. It ended like in the beginning of 2018. And that was by choice of me. And I just, I knew that if I didn't do it, I don't know that I would have gotten out of what I was in. Um, I feel like I was kind of in alignment when that happened, even though like I really didn't want to, because I had so much love for this beautiful soul. Um, and I almost feel like 100% that we were soulmates and had uh, past lives together. It was extremely hard for me to do what I had to do, because I realized, I even said it to numerous people at the time, that I was soul searching, and I was really in a dark place at that time, and I didn't know what was going on. And looking back now, I believe that a lot of it was a dark night of the soul and an awakening, another awakening. And in 2017, man, it was so different than it is now. Um, I mean, man, I couldn't find anybody that understood what I was experiencing, or even had a similar experience, or at least I couldn't find those people that had that. YouTube has evolved in such a different way, man. And even though there's things that people can't talk about, at the same time, there's a lot of help and information on spiritual awakenings and just spirituality and the path of spirituality and whatever it may be, veganism, whatever it is. If you eat meat, if you don't eat meat, if you do this, if you want to live in your car, if you want to live off grid, I mean, there's so many things to help us. Whereas I feel like in 2017, there was nothing, or at least it just wasn't finding me, or I wasn't finding it. But I feel like it was really hard in 2017. It's not easy now, but it's easier in a sense that there's so many more platforms that you can read the comments and get assistance. You can, there's just video upon video upon somebody going through this or somebody going through that. And it's just a world of a difference. I am just blown away at the assistance. Not only that, not to mention the Patreon platforms, and people are creating these other their own platforms which assist you in this awakening process, and just navigating the planet as best as we can. And it's amazing how much help there is. Even though if you don't personally have somebody standing right beside you holding your hand, it's kind of like it. And I just feel like in 2017, when I had this, I don't know, rock bottom, tower moment, dark night of the soul, awakening, I don't know what you even want to call it, but I felt like I was losing my mind. And man, I remember walking through the grocery store, like just, I don't even want to talk about some of it right now, uh, because, you know, as I said, I will get into more stuff as the channel goes on, but I like speaking more in the present moment, in the now, instead of being in the past. The past I use to reflect. Other than that, I don't want to live in the past because the past doesn't exist anymore. Yes, it was an experience that I had, but it just doesn't exist anymore. And you can't change it. You can't manipulate it. You can't. You can change how you present yourself in the present, but you can't manipulate the past. The past is what it is. And so all we can do is learn and grow from it. So I just choose now more than ever to stay current and stay present and stay now. And I'm feeling and learning that that is helping me just in life in general, with with friends, with family, with relatives, with whoever it may be. It's giving me the allowance to not um, bleed what I experienced in the past onto whoever, projected onto the current person in my life. And but anyways, getting back to that relationship, so I had to end it. I didn't want to end it, but I know spirit was guiding me, and I know that I felt in alignment to do what I had to do. I wish that it could have turned out differently, that we could have stayed in contact or something, but it is what it is. I don't know if it will ever resurface. I keep getting that this year, a lot of people are going to be having individuals resurface romantically that are coming back into our lives, that realize that they lost something good. But I can tell you this, I'm way different than I was in 2017, and I'm not the same person anymore. I'm now a person that leads with boundaries, which I never had, a person that leads with what I want and what I don't want, and who I want in my life and who I don't want in my life. I now know what I don't like and what I do like. I now know so many more tips and tricks and things to do to help with my everyday experience in life. I've given you some tips on here in previous videos, which I'm going to continue to do as as this channel grows and as I put out more videos and as I feel called to do it. But yeah, I mean, I just feel like I'm becoming more of my authentic self. Whereas I used to lead my life in a way that um, I would do things to essentially be accepted or loved by others, or to be in that clique, or to be in that group, that friend group, or to be with that romantic partner because I was desperate and wanted it so bad. But now I realize that I don't need it. I want it. I would like it, because who doesn't want to have a partner to travel the world with, or have talk on a rainy night, cold rainy night, to talk and laugh together, or go to a movie together, or do the things we do in the third dimensional world, in the Matrix, to just enjoy life together, to flow through life together, to just have fun together, do fun activities together, to play, whatever, color and draw together, just make arts and crafts, whatever it may be. Eat a dinner, cook together, cook for one another, do romantic things for each other. Um, I miss all of those things. And I know that I came here to not be alone. I know that I came here to be with a partner, to navigate this planet, this world together. And uh, quickly finding that out, that I did not come here to be alone, but I will be patient when the universe is ready to deliver it. And, however that may be. I know that it's going to be so much better than I could have even imagined it to be. And so I, yeah, I want a relationship like so many others of us want. And I want that like minded individual that I can have these deep conversations with, and we can grow and evolve together and apart. That we don't have to be together to evolve and grow, but yet we're going to help each other to grow and evolve, and we're going to help each other to level up. And that is extremely important to me. I just don't want to be in a relationship that we're not growing and we're not leveling each other up, and we're not leveling ourselves up, and we're not, um, experiencing things that are taking us out of our comfort zone, and where each of us are helping each other to do that. That's what it's all about. And it's a beautiful thing when you can find that individual that is helping you to grow, and you're not just stagnant and stuck, and you're not um, just feeling like you're at a dead end relationship, or a dead end like you would be in a job. Where it actually feels nourishing to your soul, and it feels, you feel invigorated, and you want to be around that individual who wants to help you push past things that you would not normally do on your own. And so I've wanted that my entire life since I was a young lad. And that's been the most um, disappointing part of my journey, that I haven't been able to have somebody by my side to rock this evolution together with, to um, to help each other balance our divine masculine and divine feminine, to help us balance that. Because that, or, you know, again, I was listening to another YouTube live, and she was talking about, you know, bringing, we look for those people to help us to do those things, like balance that, um, or to compensate. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. To compensate for one that we're not. So if we're lacking in the feminine part, divine feminine, or we're lacking in the masculine part, we then search for that individual to compensate for what we're lacking. So we search outside of ourselves instead of going inward for that. We go outside of ourselves for it. And we search for these relationships where that person has more masculine energy because we're lacking that, or more feminine energy because we're lacking that, instead of going for into a relationship already having those things balanced, and then that person helping you to keep those things balanced, and you're helping them to keep them balanced. Because that's what life is all about. Everything is really essentially balance. Are you going through life feeling balanced? Are you getting enough nature? Are you meditating enough? Are you going inward enough? Are you having enough fun? Are you having enough sovereignty or peace? Are you putting healthy things into your body? But is there a balance? I feel like that's the most important. And, I went through most of my life either on so far on one side or so far on the other. Like I would be so far on the healthy side. And then if was having that feeling of wanting junk food and things like that, I'd be so far on the left instead of like being like in the center. Instead of being right in the center, I'd always be on one side or the other. And that got me into a lot of trouble. You know, it caused me a lot of health challenges. It caused me a lot of rock bottoms. It caused me a lot of conflict in relationships, but it brought me to a place where I actually know who I am and what I want. Because every female that I dated, for one thing, I was objectifying them, and everything was about sexual relations, and I was objectifying women all the time, and um, I just looked at them. I hate to say it, but like as a piece of meat, and I don't anymore. Uh, I've changed so much as I've grown and aged, and I look at women like a beautiful soul, like I am, like this amazing human being that has so much to offer, and with a personality and with, you know, knowledge, and not just the exterior or the physical, but I understand that that's how we grew up with pornography and things like that that cause us to have an oversexed, sexualized society, overstimulated with social media and things like TikTok that, everyone's shaking their booty and wearing like, really tight and skimpy outfits. And just, I mean, when you're in that phase, it is so hard to get out of when all of that is everywhere, and so, I found myself doing that a lot. And I found myself not really going, like, it wasn't deep. And now I'm finding that I want those deep connections, like the deep, deep conversations. Like I just don't want to be in a relationship or a situation where, I mean, I know, yes, um, it can be useful in certain aspects, but those surface level conversations just don't do it anymore for me. You know, just like shopping doesn't do it for me anymore. Just like getting that new pair of shoes doesn't do it for me anymore. And I've had detoxes with the dopamine. I've had I've detoxed plenty with my mind, with pornography, with social media, with phones, with technology. I've done long, long periods of detox. I don't just like habitually go to grab the phone like I used to without even thinking about it. Your hand just goes to grab it, and you're looking for that dopamine hit, and I just don't find that anymore. And I don't find myself when I'm out and about um, just being turned on by a beautiful woman where in a way that you just want to jump in her pants or jump her bones, or I just don't get that same. It's different. The mind stimulates me. Yes, of course, there's an attraction, and if you're attracted and things like that, but it's not where you're at this point where you're like this um, uh, rabbit and ready to pounce, and I used to be like that. Um, it's drastically changed. And I'm grateful for that because it's taken a lot of hard work and going inward and time with myself and time with nature and meditation and yoga and kundalini yoga and breath work and Reiki and sound healing. And I mean, a list goes on and on. It's taken years and years because 2017, I was like that. Not with this beautiful soul that I was with, but my hormones were raging and I was even at that point at that time. And but not, I didn't look at her that way. We had a very deep, deep connection. And I feel like we really enjoyed our time together and it was, we were definitely, it was a relationship that was meant to be by God. And I know that for a fact. I know that in my soul. I know that I knew that then. I knew that when I left the relationship. Um, it was not an easy one to walk away from. But it taught me a lot about myself. And I knew that if I didn't do that at the time, I wouldn't have been able to give to myself because I wasn't giving to myself prior to that and up to that point. Um, I was people pleasing and looking for love and acceptance outside of myself and from everyone else and not from me. And that is a very tight rope to walk. Um, it's not enjoyable. It's not sovereign. It's not peaceful. It's more or less chaotic. And not having those boundaries and not setting boundaries. And then to try to create boundaries with those people that you never had it with is a whole nother animal. Oh my God, is that tough and difficult? And you have a lot of roadblocks and a lot of stumbling blocks. And um, it's taken me years to get where I have gotten. And it hasn't been easy, it's been messy. And it's been super difficult and super hard and uh, painful and a lot of suffering. And um, so, where I'm trying to go with this is I've gotten to a place where my heart is opened, wide opened, and I'm ready. I'm ready to lean in, as Lori was saying, lean into love, lean in, just lean in with my heart open. And trust that whatever is being brought to me is being brought in divine timing and divinely guided, and that there is spirit. Because I was talking about this on a previous video, maybe the one I did yesterday or the day before, I'm not really sure, but I know for a fact that there is no way that I would have signed up to come down here without knowing prior to coming that there was going to be spirit and guides and angels guiding me on my path. There's no way I would have agreed to come down here just completely blindfolded with no help. I just don't believe that in my soul. And I just don't believe any of us would have done that. Like, oh yeah, but by the way, you're going to come down here and you're going to reincarnate with nobody, no help, no guidance, no nothing. You're just going to come down here blindly with amnesia and not remember a thing and not have any help at all on top of that. There's no way we would have done that. There's no way I would have done that. And I don't believe it. I believe 1000% that there's messages all the time. There's synchronicities, there's angels, there's spirit, there's human messages. There's people that come in form of friends and relatives and family. They have something they say to you that is a message to trigger you to go on a certain path or do a certain thing. I truly believe that that's the case. There's no way we would have done it without that. No way possible. So that's why I believe that, you know, partners come in when they're meant to come in and they leave when they're meant to leave. And, They may have a extended stay that is goes all the way through your passing. They may not. They may leave sooner. They may, but I believe that they come in and they go when they need to, depending on who it is: family, friends, relatives, relationships, romantic partners, you name it. Somebody at a store, a convenience store that you go in to buy something. Maybe that person has a message for you. Maybe they're wearing a shirt that has a message to give to you. Maybe they say something to somebody else and you overhear it, and you were meant to hear that, and you were there exactly at the right time, because everything is timing. And so uh, I truly believe that we don't come here just completely with amnesia. These things are meant to cross our paths. People are meant to cross our paths. Friendships, like I said, everything. It could be you just um, change a channel, and then all of a sudden there's a message that you needed to hear, that you needed to maybe do something with your health, and it just reminded you or nudged you by you watching that. Or you went and got your teeth cleaned at the dentist, and the person cleaning it had something to say to you, that you needed to hear. So everything is so beautifully orchestrated and so perfectly done that there's no way that wasn't partially planned or completely planned in a certain way. Um, I just can't believe that we would come here with no guidance at all. And that's why I believe that all of us are protected and guided to some extent. Yes, we have freedom of choice. Yes, we have freedom of will. Um, but we also planned things out and what people are going to come in and what people are not going to come in, because I think that in certain aspects, in certain situations that you're going through, there's choice involved, but then that person was meant to come in to either nudge you a certain way or to keep you on that path, you know, even though you still have freedom of choice and free will, but it's still, they help you to keep going along, because there is an end result that you end up at, no matter what path you take, that you're supposed to be at. That I believe. But again, as I talk about every time on this channel, my perception, my beliefs, what I think now could be totally different a week from now or 2 weeks from now or a month from now. So I never say anything etched in stone, because it can always change. So I think that's where the video today. Uh, I loved getting on here once again. I think this was a huge drop. I believe that you guys are going to love the content I just came through. I definitely felt in flow and in alignment with what I brought from you from the heart, with an open heart, because I did that healing to completion twice this week. And I really felt it today in my heart. And I really felt my heart open, wide open. And I'm open and receptive to whatever the universe has for me. And if that's a romantic partner, wonderful. You know, I'm going to make the best of it. So I love you all so much. And please, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share. It helps the channel so much. I want to get this word and content out and grow this community so we all can have this amazing community to come to and listen to and talk on. And I can bring people on and we can have these conversations and just help each other to grow, evolve, and become better human beings. That's the main goal, to come and show up every day. Show up better than you showed up yesterday. Show up with a more open heart and a loving heart with compassion and empathy. So I love you all so much. Thank you for being a part of this community, whoever has already. We have 19 subscribers. I know it's going to be amazing, because a year from now, I'm going to be speaking on here and I'm going to be like, holy shit, remember when we only had 19 subscribers. And it's going to be insane. And it already is insane. It already is amazing. They're already here and they're already a part of this community. So please, even if you just share this to one person and that one person subscribes and likes it and shares it again out and again out and again out, it's a domino effect and we can help grow this community and help get these beautiful words out so that if somebody out there is struggling with something that we're going through, that we've already gone through, or that I speak about, they can at least have help and assistance and not be going through it blindly. And that right there is warms my heart because as I said, in 2017, I didn't have any of this. There wasn't really communities. There wasn't platforms that people were helping others with, or these YouTube channels that people were actually speaking about their experiences. And we didn't have that then. And it was very difficult to navigate. Not that it's not difficult now, but it's easier in a sense that you have guidance. Even though we don't really want to go outside of us for the guidance, but it helps to get us, to direct us back inward, because now we have a better understanding of, okay, I understand this better, and then I can go inside myself better and, meditate on it and, learn more about it. So again, please, if you haven't already, subscribe. It helps the algorithm. It helps to grow the channel. It helps for the community to grow so we can build wisdom warriors and we can share all this wisdom because we're all warriors and we all have wisdom. And I love you all so much. And I'm so happy to be here every time I drop a video. And I'm so glad to be doing it I'm so glad to have dropped one every day now. I don't know what's going to be the future, if I'm going to continue to do that. I don't want to promise anything, but right now I've been feeling called to do it. So I hope you all love this video. I hope you get something out of it. Please, please ask your body how it's doing every day. Like I've told you, hey body, how are you? Please do the breath techniques. They will help you. They will keep you in a grounded, calm state. Get out in nature with no technology. Do these things because they will help you move forward in a positive way, in a good way. And you will see your life miraculously change. We all have so much coming in 2023. A lot of us are going to find that we're going to have relationships coming towards us. We're going to have these amazing, magical, miraculous things as we open our heart, open all our chakras, and just step into the love that we are. I love you all so much. Thank you again. Like, subscribe, share. I love you, Wisdom Warriors. Let's go.